Hello everyone, Pokémon here. I wanted to do a video just showing off my collection. I really like it, I'm really proud of it. I've been working on it since April, after not being in the hobby for a while. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I hope you do too. Thanks. Okay, so the first card we have is going to be the Shining Ditto VMAX from Shining Fates. This is the first PSA 10 I ever bought, actually, which is really cool. I got it on an eBay auction for like $13 or something, pretty close to midnight. But yeah, I remember when this card first came out, that it was actually a chase card, and I remember never pulling it, but always really wanting it. And but then it kind of fell out of popularity because of course it did, right? But let's see if I can get that in. Yeah, that looks good. But yeah, so PSA 10 Ditto. Or Shiny Ditto VMAX from Shining Fates. Let's see if this will work here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh wait, there you go. Oh, well, almost. There it is. Okay, cool. Yep, so that's the first one in my collection. This is the first PSA 10 I ever bought, which I really like it for. So, alright. Next one is a Pristine 10 CGC Lugia V-Star. So Lugia is one of my favorite Pokemon, and this is a pretty inexpensive card to buy, especially as a Pristine 10. I think it was like $40 or $50 or something like that. But the back obviously looks really, really well centered. It looks really good. But yeah, I want to get this one with the set because I want to get all three of the Lugia V-Stars, the Rainbow one, the regular one, and this one in a Pristine 10, which is actually very doable. So, and it'll be really cool to get it as a set. But yeah, this is the first Pristine I ever bought, and so far I think it's the only Pristine that I have. So yes, this is the next one. Okay, next one we have, oh yeah, yeah, so same thing with this. So Mewtwo is also one of my favorite Pokemon, and I want to get this in the complete set as well with the Rainbow, this one and the regular one. This one was also pretty cheap to buy. I think it was like $30, $40, something like that, and it looks pretty good. Yeah, so the same thing with this one. This is, I want to have this as a set. Yeah, so that's why I got this one, pretty cheap stuff. So. Next one is, oh yeah, okay, cool. So next three actually are the Pikachu VMAXs, kind of the set here. So this is what I kind of want, right? So I like, I pulled like, a ton of these, right? Everybody did, right, from Vivid Voltage. But I never pulled this one myself. But the cool thing is that when the first ever graded card that I bought was a PSA 9 of this card. Because I thought, like PSA 9 was relatively cheap at the time. And I thought, you know what, it's a 9, looks pretty good. But so I just bought it. And then, yeah, and then I started collecting 10s, and then I was like, oh, I gotta switch this up, and blah, 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 all this stuff, whatever. But yeah, so this is the first ever graded card that I bought was a PSA 9 of this card. Because this is the chase, it was incredibly difficult to get this card, and yeah, so I bought it. This one was like $30, I think. I think I got it for like $30 on eBay or something. I really like this card. I think it's really cool, very underappreciated in my opinion. And the same with just the regular VMAX cards. But yeah, so this is the first set that I completed ever. Was this set here? I got tins of all of these cards, and I really like them a lot. So next one. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, so this one I got for my birthday. Sableye, I always played him whenever I played through my Sapphire game when I was a kid, Pokemon Sapphire when I was a kid. So I really like him. I also really like Tyranitar. I also always played him when I was a kid. And this card is really inexpensive for how cool it is. I mean, you can see like Sableye's reflection in the thing, which is really cool artwork. But yeah, so I got this for my birthday along with this one, Spaceman, and yeah, so this one is just grossly undervalued in my opinion. This artwork is so cool, dude. Like it's so cool. It's like sure it doesn't maybe it doesn't shine as like the other special illustration writers, whatever. But dude, look at that art. Are you kidding me? Like that is crazy. You have Orbeetle VMAX, Deoxys VMAX. With space in the background, that is just so cool. I really like this card a lot. Also, good reason to buy the card that you like and not just the overhyped ones, this is another one that I bought. Well, this one, not that I bought, but I got it for my birthday as well. Entei, I always really, really liked Entei. I mean, in the the third Pokemon movie that came out, which is kind of a darker movie if you kind of go back and watch it. But I always really liked him in that movie. I thought it was really cool. I don't know, he always kind of stuck out to me. He's just a really cool Pokemon. I really like him a lot. Also, the artwork is fantastic again. I mean, look at that. It looks so, so cool. And this card is also relatively cheap as well. So, yeah, but I got these 3 cards for my birthday this past year, which was really cool. Really, really great birthday. My wife did an awesome job picking these out. So, this one also goes with the set of these, which I think is really cool. So I got the Raikou and the Suicune here, also relatively inexpensive, but I mean, yeah, so this is the next set that I completed, was getting the dogs, or the beasts, I like to call them, because really Raikou's more of a cat than a dog. But yeah, anyway, and I feel like also, no, it's fine, yeah. Yeah, but the way that I think this would be cool is if you set it up like this, and this is, I'm kind of nerding out a little bit, so forgive me. But it's like, so like Entei's kind of freaking out a little bit, and then you can see like all the little starry bits kind of going into Suicune's thing, and then Raikou is also racing toward Entei, maybe something's wrong or whatever, but yeah, kind of nerding out a little bit, but I've allowed myself that, especially when I'm talking about graded cardboard, specifically Pokemon that don't exist. So, cool, yeah, so that was the second set that I completed, and I really, really like this set a lot. I think it's really cool, grossly undervalued, underappreciated. I mean, look at these arts, man. Like, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, overhyped cards, I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. And the Magikarp is cool, but it's like, I don't know, dude. Yeah, anyway, whatever. All right, next one. Oh, yeah, so this is from Brilliant Stars. And, yeah, this is another card that I really wanted to pull. After I get, so with this one, it'll be this one plus the Charizard V Alt Art, and then the Arceus V Alt Art, and I think then I'll be done with Brilliant Stars. Okay, so there was a time when I bought a booster box online of Brilliant Stars, and then and I think I got like 4 hits, like maybe 4 hits, and they were all V cards. I think one of them was a V card, and then I had like 2 holo rares, and then just like maybe a full art maybe, but it wasn't. It was really, really bad hit rate. And then I found out a couple years later that they called them Brilliant Scars, which I thought was really funny, and so I could definitely attest to that. But this is the one that I really wanted to pull but never did, so I bought it, and it's actually, I don't know, it's definitely the more expensive card that I've ever bought just outright. Because with the Pikachu in there, I know it's like a $200 card, whatever, but I bought the 9 and I ended up like selling a bunch of stuff, trading stuff or whatever, and then getting that card. So this is the most expensive card I bought outright. I think I got it like $160 or something. But yeah, so I really like this card a lot. So, all right, this one. Oh yeah, okay. So this is one of the cards that I want to send in. I want to crack it open and then send it into PSA. I got this one for my birthday again, and this is a gift from my parents. And when I said, they said, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, I want Pokemans. And they said, excuse me? And I said, yeah, yep, that's exactly what it sounds like. And they were like, okay, whatever. So they bought me this. And so I got this card on a website and I think that they didn't realize that I think it had been up on the website for so long that they just kind of forgot to change the price on it when the price changed. I got this for $170 back in April. And it hasn't been that price in a very, very long time. But the reason why I bought it, so the centering, so 9 for centering, so CGC guidelines for 9, and obviously you can see it's a little bit off there, right? But CGC grading for 9 is a minimum of 60/40, and PSA 10's centering as a minimum is 60/40. So I bought this because I know it at least has 60/40 centering, and I would send it into PSA to get that. Also, the back centering looks just fantastic. And if you look at the corners here, the corners and edges, both are perfect for CGC grading. So I think it's great candidate for a PSA 10. So I plan on cracking this one open and sending it to PSA. So this is another one that I want to crack open and send to PSA. One of the things, let me see if I can fix it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so one of the things that, this is the Evolutions Charizard. One of the things that I've heard a lot of the time is that if you get an off-center 9 like that, it was during the CGC time where things were basically like impossible to grade well. I mean, CGC was really going hard with their grading standards and wasn't anything like 9.5s or anything Gen Mint. They were really, really strict on their grading. If it's off center like that. So this one is centered. Like you see the difference. You see the difference there. Yeah. So the centering is 9.5, which means centering is really good. Also, corners are an 8.5. And if you look, really, the only thing that's really wrong with these corners is there's a little piece. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's like the tiniest little piece of stuff, like right there, and then on this side as well. But the bottom two are clean. The centering also is fine. But the thing with PSA cards, PSA 10s, is that they allow for some whitening on the sides, like on the corners here. But then also there's a pretty thick print line at the very tippy top there, and then kind of going down the side here. And I know PSA really cares a lot about that, but yeah. But I figured, Surface 9, Edges 9, whatever. So I don't know. If this one comes back a 9, that's fine. I think I paid $40 for this, so this comes back to 9. I think it's still a $100 card. So either way, I make the money back, so which is good. Not that it's about money, but it makes me feel better. So all right. What's next? Okay, yeah, okay. So my first card show I ever went to, this is like one of my goals. I was like, man, like this card is really cheap right now, and I think I got it for like $200, I think. But again, I got rid of a ton of cards that I collected because I realized I don't really like trying to master set cards. So I kind of got rid of all of, or master set sets. I really like just kind of getting the card that I want. So I ended up kind of selling all that and getting this card. But this card is really, really fantastic. Beautiful looking card. And let's see if I can get that. Yeah. So it's literally Vanco Pikachu, but these were crazy expensive at one point. They really dipped down. I think, yeah, I got this for $200. I think now it's almost a $400 card again, which is insane. Yeah, there's a little smudge on there. I don't really know exactly where that came from. Probably the previous owner. But yeah, this is one of my favorite cards that I own. Love this card. It's so pretty. It doesn't have any gloss or anything, but I mean, dude, look at it, dude. Like the artwork is fantastic. So, all right. Let's see. This one. Oh yeah. Okay, so this one is a recent one. I got this one for $240 at a card show back in July, maybe. Not actually 100% sure, but maybe June or July, something like that. But what's cool about this one is that this was the second card that I bought, but I got as a 9. Right, so I got this card, but as a 9. Relatively inexpensive. But to get this card, I ended up selling a bunch of PS5 games that I never played, PS4 games I never played, and I ended up getting $140 from all those. And then ended up trading that in for a Stellar Crown booster box, and ended up getting that, selling the 9 of this, plus selling the booster box at the card show, and then plus $15, and then I ended up getting this card. So yeah, but the reason why I went from the 9 to the 10 is because like I don't mind. I mean, you can find kind of good 9s out there, but I realized that this one was so off center that I just didn't like looking at it. This one, the centering is much better than the last one. But yeah, I mean the back centering is basically perfect, which is really good as well. But yeah, I just didn't really like looking at the 9 whenever I had it. Has this thing been in focus ever? This whole thing? Is that right? Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I love this artwork. It's starting to kind of pop off a little bit, which is kind of cool. But yeah, this is highly underrated. I got it for $240 now, so I think it's closer to a $300 card now, which is kind of cool. But this card is really, really cool and underrated. So, and now, last card. Just kidding, actually. Before that, we're going to be talking about a couple of cards that I got back from PSA. As I was kind of editing this, I got the notification that I got it in the mail, so we're going to be looking through those. First one is going to be this Pikachu V card from Lost Origin. I picked this card up, actually, at a card show for, I think, $20 or something. And looked through it, and it looked pretty good to me. As you can see, the back looks pretty well centered. Corners look pretty good. Yeah, so I picked this up for like $20 at a card show, I think. And got a grade and it came back a 10, which is really exciting. And same thing for this one. Got this one at a card show as well. Also, if you notice, it is sequential. Ooh, fancy. Yeah, I got this at a card show with my wife. Actually, it was the first one that she came to. And the unfortunate part is that all the other card shows I've been to before that, it didn't really stink that bad. But this one, it smelled like, I literally thought they were like cooking roast beef, and they weren't. It was just the smell of the card shows. But yeah, I picked this up for like, I think $27 or something, and sent it in, and I got a 10 as well. So yeah, back looks good, centering looks good, and corners, edges, everything obviously look good enough to get a 10. So this one I also picked up at a card show with my friend Jesse. He's one of the groomsmen in my wedding. A great friend of mine. I actually traded for this one. I traded the same card. So I had this card raw that I bought maybe back in 2021 from a guy, but it was really off center. I didn't know any better, so I just kind of bought it. But then I traded this. So I traded him my raw card plus like $30, and he gave me this card, which is really, really well centered on the front and the back, as you can see. And yeah, it came back a 10 as well. So really excited about that. This card came back a 9. Which I don't mind because I pulled this card actually. I pulled this. This was the card that I pulled during the Shining Fates kind of, I don't know, stint back in like the craze 2020, 2021 phase. And yeah, I pulled it and way excited about it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really care if it came back a 9 or not, or a 10 or whatever. If you look at the back is a little bit off center, but I did measure it before I sent it over, and it is technically on both sides within the 60-40 window of, it's actually well within that. But I think, as you can tell, just, you know, off center, right to left, it's just aesthetically maybe not as pleasing to the PSA grade or whatever. But I think this card is really great. The corners look good. It's just weird, just kind of a weird cut. But yeah, but I would definitely still grade this a 10 though. And actually, if you look at the population report, there are 22,000 10s of this card, and there's only 4,000 9s. So actually, this card here is actually more rare, if you want to look at it that way. But yeah, so I don't know. I really like that this card was finally graded, finally put, encapsulated forever. A lot of really cool memories with this card. And on to the last card. Is Charizard VMAX from Darkness Ablaze. This might not seem like very cool to any of y'all watching if you made it this far, but I love this card. And the reason why I love this card is because this is the first Charizard I ever pulled. I remember ripping packs when I was a kid and never pulling a Charizard. I pulled the Blastoise, I pulled the Venusaur, I pulled the Alakazam. I did all those things, right? But I never pulled the Charizard. And when I first got back to the hobby, I bought a 3-pack blister from like Walmart or something, or maybe Target or something, and I pulled it open, and I pulled this card. When I pulled this card, I freaked out. I loved it, man. I like lost my mind. This is the first Charizard I ever pulled. You know, it's Charizard VMAX. And what's cool too is that I didn't really know exactly how to sleeve it or anything. So I literally, when I first got this, I literally just put it in like one of the hard top loaders, and not thinking that I could scratch the card or anything like that. I literally just slipped it in there. And it still came back a 10, which is really cool. The centering on the back is really good as well. The corners look very clean. So, yeah, the good Lord gave me, as my first pull, a 10, which is really, as my first Charizard pull as a 10, which is really, really cool of him to do that, and I really appreciate him for doing that. So, yes, this is definitely one of my favorite cards in my whole collection, because this is, I don't know, it's the first Charizard I ever pulled, and I love this card. I absolutely love this card. Yeah, it's just so cool, so memorable to me. But yeah, so that's my collection. Thanks for sticking around. I know it's not these crazy Moonbreons and this other stuff, but I really like this collection. I'm having a lot of fun collecting, and yeah, so thanks for joining, and I guess I'll catch you next time. All right, bye, or bye.